almost everything you've done in your career has been focused on helping people in their search for purpose. Where did the passion for this come from, and what's kept you focused on this for so many years?
Yeah, you know, going to business school, we were surrounded by some of the world's smartest and most talented people, and just seeing how many people were changing careers after 2 years because they weren't fulfilled, even though they had the income, they had the house, they had the relationship that they wanted. Something was like, okay, something has to change. So it was showing me that all these material things weren't necessarily bringing people fulfillment, success, and happiness, which is what they really wanted at the end of the day. And I had a couple experiences. One, you commented on my magic bullet experience, where at the age of 17, I was held up at gunpoint for my car. And when I was doing that, I was really on a path to be what I call extra average. I had two parents for doctors, and given that they were both doctors, people expected me to be some sort of super doctor or something. And but I didn't want to go to medicine because I saw their lifestyles, and some of their lifestyles didn't afford them the time to do the things that they wanted to do with me growing up. And so that's where community came in for me. I had a lot of different people raise me because my parents were working so hard. So I have this concept of dream, which is your desired relationships, employment, and money. And I think a lot of people have two of the three. So they may have their employment and the money. They may have their employment and the money that they want, but because they're working so hard, their relationships are being sacrificed. Or they have the relationships and the money that they want, but they hate their job. And so what I want to do is help people find the balance between those three things so that they can actually live their dream and dream away every single day. Another part of that story is that I had an alcoholic parent. One of my parents was a doctor. They did everything that they were supposed to do. They had Mercedes-Benz, 3-story house, great income, and I saw them still deal with alcoholism. And so what that told me was that having all these external things didn't necessarily make up for this internal desire that we have, which is to actually make meaning in the world and be meaningful and make an impact and leave a legacy and live our purpose. And so when I was at UCLA, I got to work side by side with Chip Anderson, who helped create the Gallup Strength Finder. And the Gallup Strength Finder, many people have taken that tool. If you haven't used it, check it out. It'll tell you your top 5 strengths. But the thing about strengths is that we all have them, but strengths are kind of neutral. So they can be used for good or bad reasons. And for instance, Hitler had strengths, right? But he just used them in a negative way. And so I said, what was the one thing that we all have that's probably inherently good that we need to find? And that was purpose. And so you go from strength finder to purpose finder. That's how I got my superhero name, as I call it. And so I committed to helping people answer that question because college wasn't doing it. Parents don't necessarily do it. Religion doesn't necessarily help you answer that question. You really have to carve out space in your life to really do that introspection. But once you find the answer to what your purpose is, it opens up all kinds of possibilities for you from a professional standpoint.